Hello, everyone, and welcome to a scene for Living World of Darkness, Changeling 20th. This scene takes place. Surprise! We're still at Vixen. We never leave Vixen. We're always at Vixen. And the team of Amber, Maxine, Charles, and Maneva are making their way towards the back room to discuss normal stuff, like nothing weird or important or anything like that. We're just gonna, talk about whatever.
Yep. Nothing specific whatsoever.
Nope. So yeah, she'll open the door to the back room and look in and be like, I think this one's occupied. We might. Is it alright if we come in?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She'll open the door for everyone.
Charles walks in and he sees Nathaniel, and Nathaniel doesn't look all that much different from Halloween. Actually, that was the first time he ever met him. Still a spider slua. So, oh, Nathaniel, pleasure to see you again. How are you this evening?
Pleasant.
Excellent. Things are about to get much more pleasant. You don't mind if we perhaps... He looks over at Maxine for a moment to sort of gauge her for a moment. Who wouldn't mind if we perhaps joined you for a moment? Or you could join us. It depends on what is your preference.
Not at all.
Right. The more the merrier.
Want people in this? Fine, we'll get people.
And since Maxine is already pretty drunk, Amber's gonna get waters for everyone to start out with.
Yay.
Thank you so much. So, I suppose I should talk.
Perhaps
well, only if you want to.
Well, want is such a heavy word. Need might more properly illustrate the desire behind pushing these words from my diaphragm and past my lips. So, dearly beloved, we have gathered you all here today to discuss the future of, well, a lot.
You sound as if someone's going to get married.
Well, only if...
only if things go horribly wrong.
Yes.
Or horribly right. It depends on your point of view and terminology.
Why would a marriage be horribly wrong?
Well, see, when a man and a woman, or a man and a man, or a woman and a woman, or anywhere between, don't like each other that much, but so a third party comes in and says, you should be married, most people seem to get a bit put out.
And also, when a near total stranger tells you that you're going to marry a complete total stranger who's also an 18-year-old, I mean, it's a little skeevy. You know?
It doesn't happen anymore in this day and age, does it?
You'd be surprised.
Never.
Oh no, that's completely barbaric from medieval times, and nothing from medieval times has hung over into changeling society today.
Absolutely not. We are
not
modern
the slightest.
People.
I mean, it's like, what next? You're going to tell us we're in a monarchy.
I mean, apparently, because we have dukes and shit.
And shit, indeed. And it is with that monarchy that I find myself presently oh so romantically entangled.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And that's the first congratulations you've gotten so far, Maxine. Isn't that wonderful? At least one person here supports your...
False. I congratulated her when I thought she was marrying you.
That is a fair point.
hopping
Wait, are
from.
you two eloping?
Are we what?
You two eloping?
Who? He already lives with me. It would be absolutely pointless to carry it any further.
I see.
What Charles and I share is something that legalese and paperwork could never tear asunder or strengthen. So, you know.
It is a bond deeper than flesh.
A renting contract?
Yes. By the way, she looks like she's about to say, "You want to help with the rent?" And then she just like, "No, I got this."
I don't know what response I would give, but okay.
Her friend makes her a little nervous. So.
What? No. Crazy talk.
So, anyways, I think that the appropriate gift for my affianced is to gather the people together and really, really give the current political regime a good, thorough scrubbing. You know, make his life easier. Remove the burdens of the crown. Help me out here, friend.
What I think my friend here is trying to say is that we are in a position where something that has been pushed upon for centuries, something that has not evolved with the times, is time for it to finally learn its place. Learn that there's no room for such medieval, barbaric, old, stuffy dreams. What it's time is for something new. Something that will allow us to grow, to change, to expand, and become more than what we are.
That's all well and good. Do you have any sort of plan?
Well, I don't have a plan at all. That's all her.
Boy, do I. Are you a fan of glitter?
Me? No, of course not. She says, wearing glitter eyeshadow.
Terrible. Can't get rid of the stuff.
It does leave a lasting impression. And it is that lasting impression that I am resting my laurels upon entirely. Certainly not words of choice or words of consequence, even. But I think... She takes a deep breath. I think that with the current political climate and the tensions brewing between factions, that some of us could get caught in the middle of things as a struggle for power sort of builds together. And that is unfortunate. Because and I know that this is a completely unique goal, would like to be left the fuck alone by people who are in charge. I would like to have the freedom to be exactly who I am without someone on high demanding, well, either my hand in marriage or perhaps even, just for the sake of shits and giggles, truth from a puka. And I think that in the impending kerfuffle, we may find ourselves at odds with individuals who feel that it is somebody else's turn to wield that right of authority. And I think that everybody may get along better if that burden were removed from the table completely.
I'm assuming neither of you have given much thought to this and the sort of weight that such a statement or plan holds.
Well, I know that I am one who usually thinks ahead quite a bit. I must weigh the pros and cons of everything, but in this instance, I think it's best to grab the bull by the balls, as it were, and just ride this thing out. Silence. Good.
Well, Charles is just waiting for others to speak before he does anything, so he's gauging reactions right now.
Is gonna sip her drink.
You're being forced into a monarch marriage and you don't agree with it, so you want to change it, but currently you don't have the right or authority to do so, but you're wanting to change it, which means that technically you're... Are you planning a coup?
Well, that's a word.
Wait, we live in a monarch? We live in a monarchy? I thought that was a joke.
Sadly, no, my friend. We live in a monarchy. At least in one half of the world. In the other half of the world, we'd say it's a democracy. But,
And as you know, many people would assume that if it was a democracy across the board, that all problems would be solved. But having the career field that I have and working for the lovely elected officials that I work with in the gray world, I can say with absolute certainty that yes, in fact, electing leaders definitely reduces and completely eliminates the propensity for abuses of power, corruption, and general dickishness.
For those of you who are confused, she means the opposite of that.
Great.
No one's got anything to say. This is
mind
blowing.
No,
all of a sudden, a chimera of Palpatine pops up. So it's treason.
I am the Senate.
I am the Senate.
So Mabel walks in with a, it's not going to be a death on the vine. It's going to be a glass of fucking water. She's going to look at Amber and she's going to say, you should probably get some better fucking security. I literally just walked back here.
Oh, you're allowed to do that.
All right, cool. It's good to know that I can go the fuck behind whenever I want.
She'll raise her glass of water.
What I'm proposing isn't necessarily treason, but rather freedom. Not just for those of our dingy commoner ilk, but the shining hosts as well. And she just kind of gives like a weird, awkward look at Charles as she says that.
Charles is just sort of nodding along with this. He doesn't seem perturbed by it whatsoever.
Though there's rarely been any substantial change in major governments without the use of force in some way, shape, or form. Sips her drink calmly.
I was about to say I immediately went to the French Revolution, but I think that's a bit extreme.
What my friend is wanting to try at least to do in the beginning before we resort to such undesirable actions is we wish to wage a war of words. A war of enlightenment, so to speak. Inform the masses, enlighten the masses, free their minds. And then, who knows what changes might birth from such a new form of revolution.
So you don't actually want to change. And he's kind of the monarchy. He's kind of just coping with the monarchy. You just wish to achieve a personal goal for now, which is you not getting married.
As important as not getting married is to me, I find myself burdened down with concern for the safety of friends and loved ones. And if I could, move on past that and just learn to ignore these people who fill my days with the burden of delight and conversation, whimsy, and just something to do in the empty hours of the evening.
To translate, yes.
To translate, she looks at Maneva. To translate, it's bigger than me.
But to translate, for now, yes.
That I understood. See, now you speak sense.
If somebody thinks that a token commoner marriage to one of their own is such a wonderful gift that all grumblings would be eased, then surely that person has the wisdom of the ages, because I certainly don't see that happening. And certainly not from the company I keep. And if not me, then who? See, while I certainly have done my share to get myself into the current predicament I'm in, above and beyond, really.
It's all the no, we don't do that shit. Let's not go there.
Okay. But not going there aside. One of the proposed solutions for me to avoid this lovely gift offered to me was to find a replacement. One is as good as the other. We're not special in our misery. We're just tokens.
Oh.
So if not me, she looks at Maneva and Amber, then somebody else. And if it doesn't stop with me, that could very well become a delightful little gift in the future.
Well, I certainly don't know anyone who your betrothed might have eyes for.
Yes, and much
Certainly hasn't gone on any coffee dates recently with anyone.
Oh, yes. And that has been discussed.
She sure as fuck doesn't talk about him every goddamn time I see her.
Yes, I keep a delightful ignorance about that situation. Believe me, it is for the best. But
Sorry.
That being said, the intent was still there.
They don't give a fuck about who it is they married. Just a commoner. Is this commoner noble business just like a token of be quiet, we're doing something? Is this like common? How does this work? How has
She
this been
touches her nose, like ding, 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 ding. I believe the suggestion was that my common brethren would view it as an elevation of my status. As opposed to, I don't know, a complete infringement upon my personal rights as a living creature who thinks for herself.
Of course, why wouldn't we be happy for someone to be pulled out of the muck and elevated to high status? Isn't that what we all dream and hope for?
Guess how
All of
fucking
us.
literally everyone sees it except for this one dude.
And
Don't get it.
Well, Nathaniel, you need to start by remembering that, according to the dreaming, there is only certain people that are meant to rule, and those people are meant to rule in absolution and are always better than us.
Why?
Because the dreaming says so. And I say so. And she's like, obviously not into that.
Ding, ding, ding.
That just sounds that sounds like inbreeding.
well, if they carry on with monarch traditions.
I don't think they're that fun.
I'm grateful I'm not capable of such things.
Is this what they say, that everybody wants to do feudal shit until it's
Hey,
time to
hey.
do feudal shit?
Real quick, Michael.
Hmm?
Hey, Michael. Perception
Mhm.
empathy on that.
Sure, go for it. I'm not rolling subterfuge.
Damn.
Derailing the.
Minerva still has her susness. Which dice roller are we using?
Changeling?
Yeah.
Yeah, changeling, because we're not cross venue anymore. Gabe's gone. So long, Gabe. He's secretly listening into us right now.
Nah,
he is a hunter.
It's that damn
he's fucking
karaoke machine.
a member of my retinue.
He is a hunter.
But
Hey,
his dreams
there's
are delicious. Those
There's
headaches,
one.
especially. So splitting.
That's your perception empathy?
Yeah, I have 2 perception, 1 empathy.
Wow.
What did you get? Sorry.
Got 1. I got 1.
1 success. Okay, 1 success on that one. I guess that's enough to know that he's not joking.
Sweet. So glad we got that out of the way.
I'm sorry.
Everybody is obsessed with you. And your pews.
Like,
I mean,
goddamn
look at his
pews.
bizarre.
My luscious,
Right?
well-polished pews are none of your goddamn business. They were just stained last week.
Oh my god.
So Charles, you're proposing a revolution of words in a way. I feel as though I should bring up the fact that we do know someone who has started to perform a sort of revolution of words, and it resulted in some terrorist act that we had to go on and fix and are still currently trying to fix
Oh,
the
of course.
lasting repercussions of.
Oh, of course. That's the dangerous thing about words when they are just let wild and loose out into the open without any foundation of basis. They're wild things. Who knows what damage they can do? What we're proposing is starting small, building a basis, a foundation, rather than just spitting it out there for anyone to hear without the grounding that is needed. Passion is good. Passion can incite. Passion can enhance. Passion can give power and meaning to the powerless. But as you pointed out, what they do with that power, if they have no foundation, no guidance for what the true message is, then they take it and twist it for their own.
I will point the fuck out. Didn't the Russians also have a solid foundation?
That is a good argument. True. And then, in the end, they've had a same class divide. Commoners versus the higher ups. Totalitarianism. Something that I think one would say a tyrant or two has risen in the Dreaming Without. But even then, it's still the same. Commoners versus those higher up. What my friend here wishes to do is just dispose of that entirely.
It is an exhausting system.
To be fucking fair, I pointed this out before, submitting one true idea that should be followed. And let's be real. All fucking ideas of things would be better all eventually boil down to one very simple statement. Obey me.
Except this statement isn't about obey me. It's about obey you. You are responsible for the orders and carrying them out.
But you also have guidelines upon which they have to be acted upon.
Well, it's amazing how people expect that laws will keep those who would otherwise break the rules in check. But if that were the case, then this city, with all of its laws, all of its rules, and all of its leaders, would be peaceful. I would be out of a job. Charles would be out of a job. Because the rules would mean that nobody would ever need somebody to teach them how to live by those rules. They would just innately follow them. See, I think deep down we're all already subversive. We all are already doing what we want to do or what we don't want to do. When we put somebody in charge, what we're saying is, and you also get to tell me what to do. Send me to war to die. Send me away for a cause I don't believe in. To die in the trenches, gasping on Agent Orange, or convince people that me and my kind are of a lesser status because we are in the minority, or systematically reduce my personage through legalese and debate. And yes, all of these things are altruistic in nature, certainly, because they care only for the common good. But one needs to think for a moment, or at least I need to think for a moment, that perhaps true goodness doesn't come from legislation, but rather something ground in that's already there. The good will be good because they are good. And bastards will be bastards because they're bastards. And at least if we remove the authority that they're all fighting for, then they aren't bastards we have to listen to.
Now, how would you separate that group from the other fucking group.
I say that they are all the same.
So you are saying that there is no inherent morality?
I am saying there is. The inherent morality is what is ground into the majority. The only reason you follow rules isn't because you fear the repercussions. It's because you already believe that they're true. Because if say somebody were to ban the creation of Szechuan sauce outside of the kitchens of McDonald's, would you personally, because those laws exist, let's just say copyright laws perhaps, prevent yourself from daring to infringe upon those rights, those laws? Or would you say, I know you'd never say this, but would you say fuck the police and do it anyways?
Oh, I'll be completely fucking honest. Fuck the police. I'd keep making the fucking Szechuan sauce.
So it isn't the rules that make you act the way you do. And they, in fact, don't prevent you from acting the way you want to act. It must be something else, then, if not the written rule of the land. It must be. And the tendency is to put no trust in our fellow man or our fellow changeling or anything in between. But I think that the people who instill that lack of trust are those who want to wrestle that built-in power away from us.
You brought up quite a few fucking good points. However, I would say the laws don't necessarily, the law itself doesn't prevent anyone from having a law is a fucking word. What is a deterrent to prevent the law from being broken is the fear of fucking punishment. Unfortunate.
Is it though? Because I've dealt with a lot of people who have committed crimes, and it was because their situation made the fear of repercussion seem small in comparison. She'll look to Charles. You've dealt with some of these individuals. Do you think that the fear of repercussion ever dawned on them?
Sometimes almost a terrific, terrifying fear of what might just happen because of what was guaranteed as a divine right by others. But once those barriers were removed and everyone was equal, suddenly there was a lot more courage. There was a lot more freedom. Knowing that there wasn't really a repercussion for what they did because no one was going to enforce that or hold the sword of Damocles over their head. Because they too had the power. They all did.
In my experience, it isn't so much that they don't fear the repercussions. More so that they don't care as long as they don't get caught.
Well, what an altruistic lot, then. Nobody is perfect. But we all are already acting the way in which we think we can get away with. The fear of repercussion from mom and dad, as it were, ebbs away quickly when we decide it's something that we deserve. And no amount of authority figure is going to change that part of our natures. That which is good is there because it was already there, not because somebody forced you to be good. That which was wicked is also there because of you, and not a count, a duke, a baron. And maybe I'm oversimplifying things, but I'm just a simple rabbit.
My dear, be honest with yourself. You're a hare.
Yes. A hair above being told that I need somebody to tell me what is right and what is wrong. But I don't want to force people to agree with me. That would kind of defeat the purpose. I want to present shining words that reflect that which we already know. That will maybe move people to believe that they are more than mere pawns in this game.
So we've established what you want to do, or what you want to achieve. How do you wish to? Well, what do you want to do about it?
Well, it'll start with words. I've worked on some message. Well, I'll start with no king above me, no commoner below me. There's also obey little, resist much, and finally, rule your mind, rule yourself. This is an appeal to our better natures, not the chaos usually associated with the word I dare not utter.
I have a question. I know that I'm probably I don't know what's going on. I will be completely honest in saying that I don't know what we're doing. I don't know about this whole monarchy shit. I don't know about the dreaming. I don't know shit. It's apparently this sea. I don't know. However, what I've gathered so far is that there's a ruling class, and the ruling class has apparently ruled for very long. So, how do you convince a ruling class that has ruled for, I take it, a couple of millennia, with words that reek suspiciously like a revolt?
Well, the easiest way for somebody to accept that they have no power is to convince those that they've lied to that they have no power. There's more of us than them. And
Who is the ruling class?
As everyone slowly looks at Charles.
Yeah, more or less.
yeah, definitely.
You're looking at the bottom of the totem pole right now, or as close to the totem pole as the above the commoners can be.
The totem pole and where the dirt and grass.
Wait, so you're part of the ruling class?
Once upon a time, the dreaming saw itself and decided, wouldn't it be wonderful for there to be order? Even amidst my beautiful madness that is stretched out amongst us, wouldn't it be wonderful to have something that seemed structured, perfect, shining? And so the dreaming birthed the shining host and said, "You shall rule over all that you see. For you are my children, and all is yours." I remember that story very well, etched deep into myself, and yet I always felt there was something wrong with that. Because I looked around and I saw others, not quite shining, not quite the same. But at the same time, there was something that bound us all together. I'd speak. They'd respond. They would ask a question, and I gave an answer, and I questioned this idea that handed down directly from basically our parent. Are we really so much different than all these strange and wonderful things around us? Do we really deserve what has been given us when they themselves are just as capable? I tried for a long time to show this, to elevate, to show that we were beautiful creatures capable of such wonderful things. And then they cast me out. Because I was proving to them that they're not special. And that maybe, just maybe, our parent lied to us. And that was too painful for them to bear. So I sit here now, the bottom of a totem pole of a system that I once was and am still technically a part of. Tired. Very, very, very tired. But I am here. And my truth has not been snuffed out, not yet. Mine isn't a truth they can just bury forever. Or if they did, they'd find quite an unfortunate circumstance. But still, even now, I see it. In this world where I have seen through the history books so much change, monarchies fell, republics rose and fell, totalitarian governments, democracy, so many new and wonderful ideas. all changes. Violent, barbaric changes, but changes. And we are stagnant. We don't want to change. We are perfectly happy being king of the fucking hill. I just want for once to play in the mud. Not have people looked at me in horror and shock at how barbaric it is when I speak to someone that is deemed lower because they have the same gift as I. I'm tired of them cowering before me because I have a right that they never got, because they have a right, they have the same power as I. I am so tired. And yet I endure. And it's time for a change. And it may be bloody. Words may be taken out of proportion. Bombs may go off. At least the unenlightened ones will go directly to that case because that's the only thing they know how. But those that stay on that path of elevation of self, of realizing their true potential, because we see it dreaming such wonderful, wonderful things. And even in this world of gray.
Nathaniel will slowly turn his head towards Minerva as to ask, translation?
Oh wait,
Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't we have a war about this? That turned out very well for us commoners, right?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Wait, there was a war.
Oh yeah. You see, way back in the fucking day, back when humans started to realize that they didn't have to put their own shit on gaping wounds, things started to get a bit weird. You know that fucking cold feeling you get sometimes when you walk around things like, I don't know, maybe for you churches or some shit?
I do understand the sudden sensation of coldness, yes.
Yeah, that just started to show up. And there was a lot of it flying around. Those of the ruling fucking class, well, they took their leave. From what I've been told, they meant to come back. Unfortunately, what for them they probably thought would be a few years ended up being a few centuries. The rest of us, we had to make do with what we had. You had to make do with what you had. At some point in your fucking lifetimes, you had to make the same choice all of us did. Make a bond with a human. And reincarnate. Anyway, cue the 60s and the Mars and the moon landing, the American moon landing. And I want you to fucking imagine what it was like to see a man walk on the moon for the first fucking time. Ever. It had never happened before. Now imagine almost the entire goddamn world's doing it at the same time. Having the same feeling you are. Shit happened. Ruling class came back. Unfucking fortunately, we were doing just fine without them. In fact, we were doing fucking great without them. And of course, they hadn't had the time to change that we had. We had hundreds of years to adapt. We had hundreds of years to get new ideas and apply them. I don't know how long they had. Time dilation's a bitch. Anyway, an inevitable conflict occurred. And there was a group of commoners invited under the auspices of hospitality, I believe, to negotiate. And instead, they were struck down with iron.
There's actually a very visible, like, grinding, audible too, of grinding of diamond on diamonds, as Charles is like just grinding his teeth at that.
Yeah. And the Navy continues on to say, I don't know about you fucking guys, but my fucking iron. So as a result, a surrender was issued, and however, not without its fucking loopholes and concessions, because the ruling class definitely had to make some fucking concessions. One of the primary and biggest ones being at least a few of the commoners that were in authority during those hundreds of years. Onto that, albeit it was under a different fucking system. It was under their fucking system. But, as some people will say, progress is fucking progress. To anyone, that would have been unheard of even a few centuries ago. Am I saying that, oh, it's fucking perfect? No. No. But I am saying, if you told a member of the ruling class that there would be commoners that would stand side by side with them, at least in terms of status and authority, they would not fucking believe you. And they'd probably freak out at the possibility.
There's some history here.
Oodles of it.
Have you spoken to William about this?
Oh.
Sips her water very suspiciously.
She just kind of like fidgets a bit as she tries to like find words.
Yeah, answer a question.
Yeah.
A puka asking a direct question, you monster. You know better.
It's funny that you should ask if I've talked to William. There have been so many words exchanged between William and myself that I find that the invocation of his name has had a visceral reaction that I did not expect. That's much better. You know, um, I find that our mutual friend is perhaps just a hair resistant to listening to anything I say. He possibly, but this would be really silly because why would he ever hold something like this against me for the company I keep? He seems to find that everything about me is suspect.
It's
This is not-
unfortunate.
Being the case the last time we saw each other together when we played through for Dare.
Yeah. And she just says, "Excuse me for a moment. I'm going to go powder my nose." And she stands up and goes to the bathroom to just kind of gather herself before she starts screaming about something.
Nathaniel's gonna lean over towards Amber and just ask, "She's not gonna powder her nose, is she?"
I don't know what would give you that impression.
God damn it, Lily.
You've killed him. You killed him with your answers.
I'm sorry I do that.
Like a true bard, you made him laugh, but now he's gonna die.
I am dying as of late. Yes, it is true.
Amber's gonna turn to Charles and say, I assumed that Williams, the possibility of Williams' unwillingness to speak with Maxine has nothing to do with you.
Oh, I wouldn't know why that would have anything to do with it. I thought me and William saw eye to eye on a few subjects, namely a knight so wonderfully invoked at this table.
Oh, such a wonderful and honorable man.
I feel like I should warn you too that he believes himself to be a what's the word I'm looking for? Not a conservative, the opposite.
Reformist.
Yes, he believes himself to be a reformist.
Wait, what happened at this table? Do I want to know? Is this a story worth telling at the moment?
You know how
quite-
Maxine's,
Go ahead.
you know how Maxine's gonna have to eventually fucking marry.
As he looks down, Lily, are we sitting on like one of those couch wall thingies or on like chairs?
There's
Yeah.
a couch. It's not like a booth.
There. And he looks down at what he's sitting and he says, "Am I gonna have to be worried that I'm gonna find semen here?"
And Amber puts a hand to her chest, like shocked. I am just offended, frankly, Nathaniel, at the implications of what you're saying.
The translation for that is fucking yes, get off the couch.
I was going to say, I don't know. I think you have nothing to worry about because whatever suspicions you have are correct.
I can tell you very sincerely that I have definitely had sex with Sir Carol on this very couch and have not cleaned it up since. Because that sounds like something that I would do.
I would
Even
like
in
to show.
Pukahese, that's nauseating.
I would
Yeah,
like
no,
to
it
show
was-
Nathaniel's reaction to this. Is this?
Well, I killed him. It's fine.
Next.
But yeah.
I was just going to say, Maxine comes back like a moment later. She's like splashed water on her face and just like.
Are you okay?
rough as they've ever come.
Are you doing as well as you can at this moment?
Well, really, when you ask somebody a question like that, there's just so many answers. The spectrum of as well as I can. Do you mean as well as I can today, as well as I can in my entire lifetime, as well as I can in the future, if we take into account all of the things that could go right or even wrong in my life? I mean, I could get a promotion in the police department, or I could get fired for cavorting with, I don't know.
I think she's saying for the moment, let's not involve William right fuck now. I think that's.
You go.
Oh, Mineva just finished and said that's what that I think that's what she's saying.
I just find it very unfortunate because it appears as though, despite differences in opinion and personality on other topics, it seems as though they have similar opinions on this. And it would be detrimental to us commoners to have a split, given that what you're suggesting is the true enemy.
I find that because of my company, there is already a split. And at the moment, it is the two of us on one side and everyone else on the other.
I mean, shit, why don't we do some good old-fashioned fucking peer mediation?
William did offer to be the mediator for Brooke and Shea, so I know that I can at least bring that up to him and call him a hypocrite if he doesn't agree to it. I've
Please
been
do.
told
I'd
that.
love to see his face if you told him that.
I can also
How
say that
about-
your statement is also not true because there are multiple people right now talking with you about your side.
Yeah, I think what fucking thing. I'm cool with you. I'm cool with William. That is going to be as close to an impartial fucking mediator as we're going to get with this while still knowing about the situation, knowing about y'all. So how the fuck about I go the fuck up to William and I say, hey, it's your fucking girl Mineva. I'm going to hit my... I know there's a split between you and Maxine right now, but I think it would be in everyone's best fucking interest for us to come together and see what kind of shit we can hash out. Y'all motherfuckers don't gotta be friends. Y'all motherfuckers just gotta be civil.
And I can help convince him by standing behind you and looking pretty.
Don't. You know what? I from what I understand, William thinks with his dick a lot, so it may work. I know I can't do that. I have filed teeth. I might bite his dick off or some shit. I don't know, man.
Oh, goodness.
I've been known to have good ideas at occasionally.
No, but dead ass though.
As
Like-
much as this conversation has gone into a direction, it's not about William, is it?
It's not. What it's about though is making sure that there's a strong, united fucking front. And in our pretty tiny fucking community, William is admittedly quite fucking influential.
Well, I would be foolish to deny his influence. But I will admit that I am a bit hesitant to relinquish my welfare to his influence at the moment.
That's fucking legit. You just let me know when to pull the trigger on this.
No, I think any mediation. Let me try and say, I'm done fucking apologizing to him for having the friends I have. And I will not be told again that my associations with certain individuals somehow diminishes my worth.
Alright, bitch, I feel you.
So I will not be approaching peace talks again. I'm tired of the journey. If he wants to talk, he knows where the fuck I live.
Alright, bitch, cool. Minerva sits down. She doesn't really seem salty. It's a very fucking clear answer.
The rare ones you get from a puka.
Yeah, no, like she was real fuck something. It was like, "Hi."
Well, if you don't ask a question, sometimes a little clarity helps a lot.
Right?
Yeah, no, that's why Monet was very quick to phrase it as a statement rather than a question.
Yeah.
There is only confusion.
Please understand, I wish him no harm in his chaotic quest for democracy. But as he has deemed me unfit, I find that I must reach out to others who may be more willing to hear what I have to say and not. And I mean this with all due respect, my friend. She just kind of points at Charles.
Let it sting, my dear. Let it sting.
The complicated nature of those whom I bestow my loyalty to. And she just kind of like flattens her ears at that statement. Just. There's power in numbers. And maybe someday those numbers can merge together to make a grander sum. But I would feel better knowing that I have others at my side. And I'd like to invite those of you in this room. Of course, I know this is very pushy, and I know that with my pushiness, you will be quick to leap at this opportunity. But please, please, please take a moment and consider yourself and what this will mean for you. But I would like. And she'll hold up her hand, and it has like a scar across it. It's not a pretty one because it was cut with glass. To join me in the promises I make.
Amber's gonna lean over to Minerva and be like, "You might want to explain to your spider here what that means."
Aye, motherfucker. What she's offering is she's asking if she wants to be super close fucking friends, making an oath.
The best. The best of friends.
Making an oath to the fucking dreaming, declaring your best friendship. Now, you don't know shit about shit. So, I kind of wouldn't really fucking expect you to do this. In fact, wait a minute. Who the fuck's teaching you shit?
There's someone supposed to teach me?
Oh, good
It's
lord,
me
he
now,
sneaks
motherfucker.
them our child.
Well, you know what they say. It takes a village.
It takes a
Join our
fucking-
village.
All right, listen here. All right, listen here, motherfucker. Listen. You want to learn from the squad here? We'll try to tell you as much as we can.
I mean, it looks like you're a. Let us, if I can speak about the situation, this seems like a very highly personal issue or personal situation. And I was just kind of here. I don't. I don't. I had a. And the whispering gets louder, but it's still a whisper. I had a weird day, okay? I was all of a sudden I discovered about this monarchy, and then there were dukes, and then the system of oppression still exists, and then the thing happened, and apparently there's an autumn person at the Met walking around making people uncomfortable.
Whoa,
and
whoa, whoa,
shit
whoa, whoa,
gets
whoa, whoa, whoa,
thrown
whoa, whoa,
all
whoa,
over
slow
here,
up,
and
slow
I
up,
don't
slow
know
up.
what the hell is going on.
My friend,
Hold the
my
fuck
good
up.
friend. She's gonna move over to kneel down next to Nathaniel. She's gonna hold out a hand. She's not gonna touch him, but she's just gonna like hold out a hand, like comfortingly, be like, watch, and she'll put like a hand on her chest and she'll breathe slowly, waiting for him to breathe with her. In through the nose, out through the mouth.
Ah,
Now, it's not, you don't need to talk about this right now, but at some point, there will be questions about this autumn person. We don't need to talk about that right now. We don't need to talk about anything right now, but that is, I will say that's of interest to me.
I don't know what it is. Misha just called it. She went to the Met. Apparently, she called it an autumn person walking around there.
That's bad fucking news. So I know for right now.
Well, at least we know we can go to Misha.
What's an autumn person?
Wait,
Ah.
motherfucker.
There! And he kind of just gestures with both hands to Charles. There! Now he speaks. And the loud. Now he speaks my language. This I can understand. This I can.
When a mommy
There's
human
solid
and a
emotion in
daddy
Nathaniel's
human
face.
love each other very much and create another human who may or may
Okay.
not have an overwhelming amount of that crushing essence
Fucking
that
stop.
we call.
Oh my god, Maxine, fucking stop.
Shh,
Anyway.
he is my best friend. Somebody needs to.
I am armed, god damn it.
Nathaniel
I am as well.
Nathaniel has turned on, has put his goggles on. It's just kind of sitting there.
The goggles, the goggles that just say "Let them fight."
To keep it fucking simple and not go into a fucking word fucking vomit of fucking lies and fucking mistruths, because that's the only way you can fucking talk, to be fair.
I see what you mean, because this derailment has certainly briefed.
It has
shortened the amount of time used to explain this endeavor.
Motherfucker, do you know the coldness that you fucking felt? Imagine that in a fucking person. Taken to like the 9th degree. That's what that fucking is. There, it's that fucking easy. Oh my fucking god. No, bitch.
I sincerely apologize for the way I speak.
To be honest,
you
hers was a little bit more entertaining, but I liked the vulgarity of the second opinion.
So. So that's what an autumn person is.
So an autumn person is a manifestation of the cold will that seems to utterly want to crush us, inevitably.
Yes.
I don't know.
Clear.
I have no idea what you just said.
I picked it up perfectly. Well, back to the matter at hand. He says as he sort of gazes at his own hand for a brief moment before.
Hey.
See, this is how Maxine is rubbed off on Charles.
Wordplay. This is not a small decision, not one made lightly. And my friend is right in some respects. It would be rather surprising if you all were to jump into such a thing so quickly. So I'm saying, think on it. If my friend will listen to my wisdom here, think on it. For it is binding. Bones and blood. Friends forever until the end.
There are some things I gotta fucking get the fuck off my chest because I need to fucking say these things directly to you, Maxine, so that way you can decide whether you want to rescind that fucking offer or hang on to it. It's gonna get fucking mean.
To me?
Yes.
Well, I do love being berated. Lay
Okay.
it on me.
First of all, you're one of my best fucking friends.
Thank you.
Secondly, about 50% of the shit you just said was fucking stupid. And I disagree with it.
Well, nothing means so far.
No, I mean, it was literally just condensed fucking idiocy that I could fucking drink of the mistakes of humanity over the last 200 fucking years. They were bad. If you ever just fucking drank stupidity, that's what it is.
I think we have a bottle at home. And she looks at Charles, right? Is it still in the mini fridge?
No, I think I still have one in my former castle, but I'm betting the new person holding that place has already drunk it.
Now,
Well,
wasn't fucking done yet, but I understand you want to get your shit in. But stupidity sometimes has some good fucking applications. Even if it's not taken all the fucking way, they serve as very good frameworks for something fucking later or something completely fucking different. A lot of shit comes from stupid fucking ideas.
hmm.
You know, what if I told you a fucking anthropomorphic mouse was going to be walking around with Final Fantasy characters? What if I told you it was Kingdom Hearts?
Well, anthropomorphic creatures of any sort are completely unbelievable. And she looks over at Amber.
Ridiculous. No one would watch it.
Oh yeah, there's fucking silly, and then she points to Maxine, and she'll point to Amber and say, and straight up fucking porn.
And she'll put a hand on her chest and being like, I don't know what you're insinuating.
She is a professional.
By
She
the
has
way,
told
how's
us
the
that-
camera coming?
So, I don't think that stupidity needs to be thrown the fuck out. Besides, it was only half. The other half are very sensible fucking things that I think people could get behind. The other half, though, should probably be taken and shot like Old Yeller.
My goodness. Well, thank heavens you've definitely clarified which part of my very, very long speech was so stupid and which parts we should keep. Because if you hadn't, it would have just seemed like a random barrage of insults to my general ability to think.
Okay, no. Part of it is that morality is determined by a majority. Because even a few fucking 100 years ago, it was the majority belief that it was okay to fucking own people.
No, it was the ruling classes believed that it was okay to own people. Because if the people who were being owned were calculated into the grand scheme of who thinks it's all right to be owned, I think there may have been some different numbers. But I am not the history major that you are, so please continue.
I mean, I'm not sure if you would consider 90% a ruling class. I mean, that's even the amount of fucking slaves that were here, like, I mean, the descendants of them only make up like 14% of the fucking population. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, no, I mean, the people that they were being recruited from, distributed by, they certainly probably had no thoughts on the matter either. You're right. It's only the people in a concentrated location that count as the majority of thought. The morality of just the people in the small concentration being tested and not on a wider scale. No.
So you're saying it is fucking stupid to have like just a fuck ton of people. Because obviously if enough people think it's a good idea, right?
I am saying that perhaps the numbers were a little skewed as to how many people thought it was a good idea, because maybe, and I mean, I wasn't there, maybe. She just like shakes that thought off. But it is possible that there were quite a number of people whose opinions weren't being asked at the time. I mean, who was the ruling class? And, well, who definitely wasn't being asked questions at all at that time, so we definitely can't have skewed numbers when it comes to gender or race. You're right. You've got me. No, definitely. In history, a majority of the people that were considered people at the time definitely thought that slavery was right.
Considering that multiple civilizations made their imperium on it,
The stats rarely ever ask questions of those being subjugated, though.
Whilst that's also true, how would you get the fucking opinions then?
Oh, see, that's the thing. we have to go based on new thoughts and new ideas of modern time, because the numbers are kind of, well, there's so many great terms for this. I think the one I'm going to go with, though, is fucked.
What do you mean numbers are fucked?
I mean, the numbers of the time were fucked. We don't know. They didn't ask. I mean, women are 50% of the population and part of the subjugated at the time. And they certainly weren't asking, well, you know.
Fair bitch, now too. Let's be real.
Indeed. As real as they make them. So, when people are not considered people, because the ruling class hasn't yet deemed them so, how well can we trust the numbers? How well can we trust the morality of the masses being the morality of the masses and not just another fucking piece of legislation?
It seems to me that you answered my question with another question that directly questions your own viewpoints.
What you gonna do?
That's the kind of shit I'm talking about. If you want to determine a fucking majority, then find a way to determine a fucking majority without skewing shit.
Ooh, are we going to conduct a census?
Dibs on the Romans.
So I'm fucking saying.
So we're going to hand out papers on the street asking, what do you think about the ruling class?
They'd love that.
I mean, that's what I'm gathering up this far. That is literally the only idea that I've heard being thrown across the table that is solid, somewhat. If that is not the case, then I clearly have not been paying enough attention, but
Oh, quick motherfucking question. Are you including Faline on this census too?
Why not we get the Chimera involved as well?
Well,
Exactly.
it is a complicated world. The moment I am concerned for our kind. If we were to extend hands to our more aggressive cousins, that'll certainly be a thing. A hell of a fucking thing.
what are Faline?
Oh my god. Somebody
Super
give this
fucking-
kid a book.
Some super fucking evil versions of us. Like, really fucking evil. Like, ridiculously fucking evil. Like,
Are they like the other dimensions shit from Star Trek?
Mm.
almost.
They even have
yeah.
goatees, my friend. They even have goatees. A good portion of them, at least.
They even fucking make poorly made bombs. Really fucking shittily made bombs. Really fucking easily diffusable bombs. Anyway,
Yes.
Are we living in a cartoon? Is that what's happening?
motherfucker, don't even fucking look. Do you want to get into a fucking conversation with me about making chimerical bombs?
Please.
You don't want to know what kind of bullshit that entails.
What kind of fourth wall business is this shit?
What was that motherfucker say?
Well, anyways,
Any fucking way. All I'm fucking saying is, if you want,
see,
okay, go.
I was going to say, simplicity is the work of the ruling class. It will require a lot more mental heavy lifting when it comes to things like how would we deal with the Thalon or any other imposing threat.
Why are they a threat though? Can't they? What?
Well, you did say they made easily dismantled bombs. Was that just a random hypothetical?
No, but that's not fucking all of them. That was only a few of them.
Okay.
By your own philosophy, they are entitled to an opinion as well.
Well, if they are free-thinking individuals, they certainly are. But if I were to provide you with an easy answer, then I would be your leader. I'm not asking to lead you. I'm asking for us all to think for ourselves. So at some point, I can't do all the lifting. I mean, I could. I'd be a fantastic leader because just look at the choices I've made for myself. But I am willing to acknowledge that perhaps other people would choose other things for themselves. I don't know why they would, but that might actually be the case. You will have to decide those things for yourself, just as I would have to do for mine.
Lady Amber, you've been giving a lot of things a lot of thoughts.
I'm a lady now, am I?
It's hard not to be.
I mean, he's not. I mean, gender's fake news, but that's out of character.
But
We're all ladies now.
We're just going to be changing the definitions here. Sure, why not? We're all ladies.
Gender is
hold
fake
on,
news.
let's rule 34 this shit.
Yep.
Yeah, weird, folks.
Yeah, she'll put down her glass that is now empty because she's been drinking this entire time.
Yep.
I don't know what sort of help I could be in such a situation. And Charles himself said that passion is not quite what you need right now, and passion is sort of my thing. If I could offer anything, it would be that.
But I do think you have a knack for knowing people. getting to know them.
Who are we trying to get to know?
It
Others
could
who
all
might be
depend.
sympathetic to our cause.
Or those not. It all depends. But then again, perhaps what you need is a front row seat. And wouldn't it be wonderful to be the first person to know the news before everyone else does?
Perhaps. Are you suggesting I entice people into the cause? Because I don't think that would quite get them to That's a what's the word? That's a secondary mode of persuasion, and those tend to be less binding than primary modes of persuasion.
Oh yes, and completely unprofessional as well. We wouldn't want that.
Of course.
No, I am merely saying that perhaps I'm not saying you necessarily seduce them into the cause, but perhaps spread the information a little. Catch some interest into the cause itself, though of course that might be a little difficult considering. Regardless, having your finger at the pulse of a movement, whether doomed to fail or doomed to or destined to succeed, I would say is quite
Kitty.
significant. Yes, Kitty. Who the heck brought this cat into the back room? Hi, Harkness. You gonna show everyone your butt? Yeah, you are.
I can't believe your cat is named Harkness, and
After the captain.
yes, and your dog's named Samus.
Mm-hmm. The other dog is named Lucina, which is a Fire Emblem character. So
God, what a bunch of nerds.
God
I love Fire Emblem. Okay, I'm gonna stop streaming now.
Sorry.
all hail the Lord that is Fire Emblem.
all hail the mighty Glow Cloud.
Oh my God.
All hail.
As I scrape doll hair out of another doll.
And still looking at Charles because it's going to be asking a question, but she's looking at Maxine out of the corner of her eye. Is this plan going to involve anyone getting hurt? As Maneva said, change very rarely happens without some form of violence.
The hope is that this can be done with words. And while some people may have words that cut, and others have words that confuse, I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you with this, friend. I find I'm a little tired of the excessive violence. It seems to put those she gives like a very concerned look to Amber because she's been informed that she was there when the bombs were there.
Yeah.
Those who seek to solve their disputes with violence put those I'm very fond of at risk. And I'd like that to stop.
Hopes and ideals are good to have. But aren't we talking about a group of individuals that completely eradicated a group of commoners for speaking of something they didn't want?
Well, self-defense is different than a call to battle, which is where the need for these kinds of promises come in.
I'm sorry, did you just call the eradication self-defense?
No, I'm talking about what we will have to do if that becomes an issue again.
Okay. Sorry, I just confused.
While I am the first to jump to the defense of the Knight of Iron Knives, I can see where your confusion came from. So,
That
no.
was called.
Oh, sweet dear child. She just like puts up her hand. So hard to talk.
Maxine has-
anyways.
Maxine has to deal with the ruling class and marriage, and then there's this ignorant ass little fucking kid that has opinions. Little upstart.
Did you just call the Knight of Iron Knives self-defense? Yes.
I totally did.
Oh. I lost my place. My fucking words. Maxine,
You're well.
she's like a fucking babbler, and it's like, wait, no.
You're
What
welcome,
the fuck
Carol.
was I talking about? Oh,
No plan survives contact with other players.
sweet Lord. I'm not saying violence is entirely avoidable, but the instigation of violence should not come from our side. There's always going to be somebody who's better armed, who will have a sharper sword, a faster draw. And I want us to move away from a world where that is the person who's ruling us. The one with the longer blade and stronger cannons.
You'd be moving away from the world as well as it is in the grey world.
Well,
I don't mean to discourage you or what you are saying. I really do not. I'm just saying what I see.
no. And if you were discouraging me from my hopes, I'd probably punch you. But I'm a stubborn one.
Damn! So much for wanting to do it without violence. That's how it is.
Puka! She's a
As Maxine says
fucking
that,
Puka!
as Maxine says that, Manable will look over to Maxine and say, "Swing first, bitch."
I'm so proud of Maxine right now.
I'm proud of this scene right now.
You know what's fantastic about this city, Amber? It's great to be taken so seriously as a puka for once.
Are you not taking seriously all the time?
Oh my...
That's absurd. You're absurd.
I always salt my puka. That's all I always do.
Is that why I've been waking up with Epsom all over me?
I mean, you have been a saltier bitch lately.
Oh my god.
Really brings out the flavors.
Oh no, these people have thoughts. Please don't give them more.
I mean, Charles, I don't know the extent of your experience, but I don't think such thing requires more salt.
You're
In my
right.
opinion, at least. It usually tastes salty enough.
Sometimes you need cumin.
God.
Put some fucking cinnamon.
Amber
on it,
visibly
pal.
like
Cinnamon would
winces
burn. Name us. Burn.
at like cumin.
Sometimes
Amber
that's
visibly
what
winces,
you want, though.
like violently crosses her legs.
Better
Just
yet,
shuts
better
up.
yet, she pulls out her gun of Szechuan sauce. You fucking lather that shit with this.
Oh my, that's no.
Yes. Actually, you know
Like a
what?
yeast
Let's
infection
test this
waiting
the
to
fuck
happen.
out. I need to find someone willing.
Charles?
You'll have to look a bit farther.
Don't fear death, don't fear death, don't fear death, don't fear death.
You know what? Fuck it. Hey, Amber.
No.
For real? For real? Wait, this is your fucking limit?
This is where you draw the fucking line.
I draw the line when it is no longer safe, sane, and consensual. This is not safe.
What the fuck?
And nor is it sane.
That sounds like
I love all of you.
Charles has finally found it. He found Amber's limit. Yes.
The pH balance is very, very sensitive and can easily be thrown off. So things.
I'm not saying get all up in there with the fucking thing. I'm talking about the nice light spread.
Ah. Unsanitary and sticky.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, imagine cleaning that. Ugh.
I mean, you wouldn't need to clean it if you. Wait, motherfucker, what? I feel like we were talking about some different shit.
We might be having different conversations, and God, I hope we are.
I don't think if you use the Szechuan sauce, what I'm fucking talking about, you need to clean it up afterwards and be gone.
You're going to have to probably expand upon that because that really does wash away the shock and horror that is occurring in our collective minds, I think.
No, I think same fucking page, and I think y'all being some punk ass bitches.
If you would like to get a yeast or a bacterial infection, be my guest.
I love how everyone immediately thought I was talking about sex when all I was talking about was just the spicing up one's language and words.
No, I completely get that. I was absolutely making an unreasonable jump.
You fucking box. Are you fucking telling me that my fucking shit is unsanitary?
I'm not saying it's unsanitary. I'm saying that certain products are not meant to be certain places.
Just you wait. Now
I'm
that's a
saying-
challenge.
you know
Now
what?
she has to make the sexy time Szechuan sauce.
I'm making fucking Szechuan lube. Fuck you.
If you can make it so that it is approved by the CDC, then absolutely.
I don't need a fucking PDC to tell me what's safe or not.
You may not.
I might. I might.
This scene is beautiful.
Oh.
Wait, are you one of those people turned on by train wrecks?
Oh.
Oh.
Because that's what this is. If this is
Oh, mijn lieve hemel hierboven. Laat het nooit ophouden. Graag gedaan. Yes!
cool, so I guess it's a yes.
I'm at half mast. I need this.
Okay, no, that's it. I'm drawing the line here.
Totally.
See, I'm gonna put the fucking. Where's my chair? I need to flip that.
Gonna just leave. You all have a nice night.
Oh, so glad this very serious conversation was so easily derailed.
Oh, I just threw a pillow across the room.
That's what I do. That's what this character does. Didn't expect for people to suggest such unsafe practices.
Oh yeah, no, you thought you had the monopoly on
You
crazy
thought
stuff.
you thought the changeling venue was a stable and safe environment. Well,
What this character has done or said has been like everything has been followed the safe, consensual thing. This.
This is me currently.
Yep.
Maven's just sitting there giving Amber that side eye like, we'll make that fucking Szechuan move. Watch, bitch.
Have fun with your bacterial infections.
Just the collective cringe from the female side. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Either way, Maxine.
Yes.
Now that we got that out of the way.
Good, because it was really looming over, wasn't it?
To get to such less important matters, I am, as you know, we are mortal enemies, and I, as such, have no qualms in helping you with such a thing. The aspect of being tied to it with a contract is something that I will think on, but I will promise you that I will do what I can. I will be eyes and ears. I certainly think that I agree with the sentiment. In terms of methods, there are some things I disagree on, such as possibly getting William involved, but that's understandable. I don't know exactly what happened between you and him, but you'll have my assistance.
I bet you're expecting me to apologize and say that I'm never going to say some shit like I just did again. I probably will. I probably will multiple times. This is one of the advantages of friendship with me. I will talk shit to you kind of immediately upon disagreeing with you on something. I hope you're okay with that.
Well,
there are certain benefits.
We're all still standing. Some of us a little further away than a moment before.
Nathaniel will pick up his chimerical spider from the floor and put it on his shoulder.
I'm going to go drink some cranberry juice.
Please. If there's any extra.
Oh, absolutely.
I just feel dirty.
Amber, can you take something heavy with you?
To the cranberry juice?
I am in a very rare mood where I don't care.
give him the hard stuff.
And Nathaniel just has a face of like.
You know, I think I understand. Then yeah, she'll
The
grab
Szechuan sauce was too much.
2 glasses of cranberry juice, and let's just get him. Nah.
Cosmo.
Well, I was gonna say something classy like bourbon and ginger ale, because that's classy.
Oh, I was figuring since you were already getting out the cranberry juice.
Well, I mean, I don't want to I know that he wants something that he's gonna feel, but I also feel like we need to balance that out with some class.
Yes.
Gotta be classy now.
Amber, I
Especially after this conversation, we need to balance it out.
Cross that fucking bridge. Just get him some fucking drinks.
Damn.
Get him some fucking Death on the Vine. It's fine.
He's getting the classiest drink that I've ever made.
Are you Googling classy drinks now?
No. It's just in a really fine it's not even in a short goblet. It's in a tumbler, and it's got one of those ice balls rather than just crushed ice.
Oh,
And,
damn.
Yeah, nice old highball kind of thing.
Yeah. And frickin' Maker's Mark, ginger ale, and one of those little classy mini black straws to stir it with, and some there's a lime on the edge.
Nathaniel looks at it and says, "Shit, you went all out."
Oh.
Yes.
When Ava looks over and it's like, these motherfuckers are getting loud in your fucking club, though. What the fuck? Who coming up in the club on a fucking Monday?
We are apparently.
Who indeed?
Yo,
I mean, I
we
did.
spend the night? Is it Monday already?
Oh, out of character. Is this still the same scene?
Still the same scene.
Oh, my bad. No, then that makes this even better. Dave's gonna say, who the fuck came to a club on a Sunday?
Degenerates.
You motherfuckers. Aren't you motherfuckers supposed to be in mass or some shit?
You should,
Actually-
evidently.
Why?
Oh no, I'm not going to the Catholic Church this Sunday.
I'm still fucking surprised. Out of all the shit you talk, all the shit you be talking, you'll lie to Szechuan sauce.
My line is anything not safe going in any orifices.
It is perfectly safe.
Nathaniel will drink. Yeah. Kind of just like, nope.
Maybe
Nope.
Maneva has stock in Monistat.
Not today.
I'm just
Satan,
saying,
no.
Look. If I make the Szechuan lube, is this gonna be a fucking thing?
I want it approved
wait.
by the
When are you planning on
and at least 2 gynecologists.
The CDC, first of all, bitch, the CDC is the Center for Disease Control.
It's gotta be
Get approval of
FDA,
this.
you and FDA, I think. Right?
that's that one.
FDA. It's the fucking
The CIA is behind everything.
The CDC would be involved with the current wave of health issues that the current Szechuan sauce.
I don't know who approves these things. Whatever governmental organization approves these things.
Hold on, wait. How about this? How about this? What if it gets approved by another knocker?
Only if that knocker's a certified gynecologist.
I feel like, as somebody who has commissioned you for several projects, I should ask, when exactly is this lube going to be prioritized in the whole
It
loop
will
of
be
things?
vastly after my paid project. This is one of my side projects.
Okay.
And the camera.
Also a side project.
It's been a side project for months now.
Shut the fuck up.
Just saying. You were
young
supposed
lady-
to.
The young lady has been getting a lot of commissions lately. A good paying work. It's not surprising that she would be delayed in her true passions.
Making things is hard. It takes time.
Does take fucking time. So finally someone fucking gets where I'm coming from. Motherfuckers be ungrateful and shit.
Ungrateful.
Just
Talking shit.
slightly traumatized.
Y'all motherfuckers just don't understand art.
This might.
Oh.
I don't know art, but I know what I like, and and by that extension, probably what I wouldn't like.
How would you know if you ain't fucking trying?
You know, you just kind of know some things. Just the journey of self-discovery doesn't have to violate every nook and cranny, is all I'm saying.
Sometimes, look, how are you gonna know if you don't fucking try it? Sometimes you just gotta fucking try it.
You go try it.
Fine, Amber, come on. We're doing this shit.
Do you not understand when? Okay, I understand that I'm a puka. However, when I'm saying no to this, I promise
means
you,
no.
in this situation,
Whoops, my fucking bad. Real talk.
Mm.
I was talking about me risking the yeast infection. That was funny.
I will not be a party to that.
God damn it.
Well, Dexter, it looks like it's going to be alone time for you in the lab.
Nathan's going to turn towards Charles. Is this how these meetings usually go? Is this how this works?
mean,
Since I've gotten here, yes.
That's alarming.
Hey, in all of his willings and dealings, he has managed to tag himself an excellent best friend. Thank you very much, Mr. Judgy Pants. Now, back to your future mistakes.
I have not, but I didn't. I didn't judge anyone. I just merely judged the way this conversation went.
So you didn't just judge anyone, you judged all the ones. I see. I am wounded.
Indeed. I judged the manner of speaking.
That's racist.
oh, that, yes.
that, yes. Yes. Right
What?
there.
What she
That.
I mean, it seems like we just jump from subject to subject to subject to subject, which is not a very conductive way to discuss serious matters.
Well, next time you want to lead the meeting, speak up.
Yo, that's fucked up.
Oh.
God.
He started it!
Nah, you know what? Maxine, don't lie.
Oh, you're tasking a tall order there, friend.
Well, I didn't realize you wanted to fight today, but
All I'm saying is, it's the same shit. Fucked up. You want to be woke?
it was deliberate and
You want to be woke? What? Be woke.
Oh, she said speak up, and I can't speak up. Now I
It
get
was
it.
ironic.
I love you, Nathaniel. Never die.
Amber's gonna pour herself like
You.
bottom shelf
Oh.
tequila, take a
I
swig
wa-
right from the bottle, and then be like,
No, I
Amber,
didn't. I didn't mean the way to change how you speak, because I very much realized that you can't change the way you speak, just the way I can't speak up. However, I meant in a way that we should stick on one conversation at one time instead of jumping from Szechuan Lube's house to all of a sudden political marriages. This does not seem conductive to the current political climate, and neither does it help with our current predicament. Do you understand the way I'm saying?
Catch those hands.
calm down.
Can you hear the way I'm looking at you?
there is merit in having humor in serious situations.
You know,
It helps to diffuse the tension.
yes, because if there wasn't, it could get quite deadly.
I just want to help.
I don't think a bacterial infection can be fatal.
Wasn't talking
That I
about
know of.
bacterial infections, but Nathaniel, if you want to help, that's wonderful. In fact, your conversation, your dialogue here has been most helpful.
But it has.
Yes. You've provided, you've constructed, you've created a wonderful web of dialogue between all of us. You have helped make this evening wonderful.
I approve the choice of words, Michael. I do.
I am the keeper of the diamond word. Thank you.
Sorry, my mind just went back to silence. I'm gonna mute myself.
Tim, look what you've done.
Ain't my fault.
I feel like it should mean something out of character that the two women in this scene are super uncomfortable at the prospect.
No, I hear you. Obviously, I don't have the experience, but I sympathize. And as Charles, I'm not commenting. So.
Real talk. Kim stepping to the side from behind Maneva. If y'all are actually legitimately uncomfortable, I will stop that.
No. Being like in terms of like, the goodness of the idea.
Okay.
I am totally fine talking about this. I'm just saying maybe it's not such a good idea considering the two women in the room are so vastly against it.
No, out of character, this is literally the worst idea Maneva has ever had.
I want to make sure you understand. PSA, don't try this at home.
Don't try. Disclaimer: this is we put a warning. Warning: don't try this at home, kids. To the people at home watching this video, yes, the one viewer right now that I can see, don't try this at home.
We have a viewer? What?
We have one viewer on my channel. It's amazing.
Dealing with your life.
Do not, under any circumstances, viewers, put homemade Szechuan sauce on your genitals.
Please do not.
This scene now has the tag Black Dog.
We should totally put a Black Dog label on it just as a warning. Just to watch people freak out. A Black Dog label in the Changeling venue? And then they watch to find out when the Black Dog thing happens. And it's this moment, right now, where we're talking about it.
Oh God, I feel like, does anything need to happen more in this scene?
I mean, people need to make their decisions about the oath.
I've said my piece.
Yeah, I think the decisions were like, we gonna need some time.
Yeah.
But they're both. I think they're both inclined to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can only name. I can't speak on Amber.
Nathaniel, you seem a little lost. I would like to offer some guidance if you're patient enough to listen through my words.
And I will be there to translate if need be.
And also translate.
I mean, it would help. Apparently, we have something called rules. They're called a sheet.
Mm-hmm. Strange, funny thing, isn't it?
But that'll come.
I can teach you all about the fucking sheet if you want that. It'd be great.
Well, since I think we're tabling the ultimate end of this discussion for another day, I say we get drinks, we be merry, and we hit that karaoke machine.
Let's fucking do it. I did Sands by Don Richards earlier. That shit was, yeah. Want to see if I can do that shit again.
Nathaniel, have you ever had the pleasure of doing karaoke?
Not since my voice came like this.
Well, I think you'd find that the new speakers and amp system, thanks to our friend Maneva here, might just enhance that.
Actually, I have a fucking song for you, too. It's actually called Whisper. Do that song.
God.
Trust me on this. It'll be fucking fine. Be great.
All right. I'm looking it up now, Tim.
Oh, yeah, look it up. Look it
the
up.
bar. And I think with unless anyone else has anything to say, I think this is a good point to end this scene. Changeling stumbling out to the bar and the karaoke machine.
Just to reiterate, don't try this at home.
Don't try it at home.
Please
This is a Black Dog. This is totally a Black Dog labeled scene. It's happening. Totally Black Dog. That's the tag. All right, folks. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever and whenever you are in the past, present, or future. This has
Past.
been another edition of the Changeling 20th venue.